And so a lot of my customers are converts, and I think that that's because they're looking for something that they can just continue being them. They might have changed their perspective on the religious aspect and the way they want to dress in terms of the level of modesty, but at the end of the day, you are who you are, and you don't really change on the inside that much. This is an example of a skirt that I did last spring for last spring's collection, and it's an example of how Muslim women are, they're buying prints, they're buying colors, they're buying things that are very bold, and things that the average person wouldn't think that a Muslim woman would be interested in wearing. They just think of black and dull and dark colors, and I'd say that these two prints are anything but. A lot of younger people are really interested in fashion, and I think that Muslims want to be included, and I think that there's a lot of young Muslim girls and women who they want a piece of that pie. They want to be involved. They're creative, they're stylish, and they think, well, I can do it just as good as Chanel and, the next designer. They're not being intimidated. The fact that they have different values and different ways of dressing. And I think that that's great. I think it's really exciting. I think in 5 or 10 years down the road, we're going to have a lot of options as Muslim women.
We'll need to put this dart on the actual back body piece. Basically switch them. Because this is a dart here, and then this is the princess seam for the side panel jacket.
Yeah.
So we'll have to move this dart over
on the other
here.
side.
Basically switch them. I think that's what is giving the fit, giving it problems. Our values and our perception of modesty, it's really evolved through our upbringing and through how we were raised as Muslims. We do both come from conservative Muslim households, and with both of our mothers being American and our fathers being South Asian, there was that sense of the cultural influence in there as well. But I think over time, as we've grown up, we've evolved our own perception of modesty and what we're comfortable with as women and as Muslims.
I think it's good. You don't like it?
Well, it's just this.
Yeah.
It's just in the back.
And even the knit.
Now you can stitch.
Yeah, the knit a
a
little bit.
Here.
Together, tack it.
Together, tack together, and you have no problem.
You tack center back, woven to knit, and then like an invisible tack, and then.
The things that we've been doing with Ava Khurshid so far is it's a great concept and it's a great story, but we learned early on when we call stores that don't really care about the modest woman, we need to stop doing that if we want to expect them to hang in stores like Jeffrey and Bergdorf Goodman, because Bergdorf Goodman and Jeffrey right now at this point they want to care about the fashionable woman, and if she happens to be modest, that's a great thing, but it's not really something that we really want to push with this. And I actually, at first we were really excited about the modest woman and I wanted to really push that aspect of it, but thinking of it too, you want these clothes to hang anywhere. You don't want them to only hang in these specialized sections and get the stigma attached to them. Oh, it's only an ethnic brand. Oh, it's only this. You want it to be a universal brand, and it really is.
My perception of modesty is the same as Fatima's, and how we view hijab is the same. She doesn't feel like women should feel obliged to wear it, as I feel the same way.
There are Muslim customers who are comfortable showing a little more skin, but are not going to go around in something completely revealing. So we want to cater to them as well. We don't, like what we were saying before with the other designers, catering more towards Muslim. It's a very specific Muslim clientele.
Yeah.
Like very observant. They're going to wear the long sleeves. They're going to wear the full-length dresses.
And, we have other friends who are Jewish, who are conservative Christians, who wear, modest clothing, and they abide by their religious guidelines as well when they have to dress modestly. So they're looking for the longer skirts. They wear the calf-length skirts, and they don't wear sleeveless. Like they wear longer 3/4 length sleeves. and we want to cater to them as well.
As Muslims, pre 9/11, we didn't always have to identify ourselves as being Muslim. After 9/11, there was all this curiosity, so now you're forced to identify yourself, whether or not you really did before. So this whole idea of an American Islam and the American Muslim it's growing now out of a reaction to that. And you see more Muslims going into non-traditional fields. They're not all going into medicine, and they're not all engineers.
Yeah.
You see more artistic ventures being pursued now. You see journalism, you see politics, you see design.
And it's needed. Like, we need to have, more Muslims in the non-traditional fields. I mean, non-traditional for us, because who is going to represent us? Our generation is going to change that for America, and change it for the Muslim population in America.
Okay, could you stoop down? What do you want to do?
I want to walk. Women's submission. Yes, exactly. I want to look submissive.
No way. My clothes are not about submissiveness.
But I want to look. There's a hood attached to it. I don't
Yeah, and
I know what it looks like. That's what I want to do. The traditional walk is too not innocent for this dress. I agree.
the traditional walk is too not innocent.
Yeah, I want to look really innocent.
No, but the traditional, just a fashionable walk, like it's a very fashionable dress.
But that's not innocent enough.
A lot of times the messages that we're sent, and men and women in this society, is that it's kind of like, is that if a woman chooses to flash her boobs, like let's say at Mardi Gras, that she's liberated. She's expressing her sexual freedom and her freedom of choice, the freedom to show her boobs to the world. So I think that in contrast to that, if we're sent that message of that is liberation, and then we see a woman who's covering basically everything, and she has on a headscarf, then that's looked at as unliberated. When designers create a woman to design for, they're thinking about a woman, and that woman is not me. But when I'm designing, I'm thinking about a woman, and that woman is me, and that woman is Zainab, and that woman is Fatima, and that woman is also Lisa, and that woman is Yasmin, So I'm thinking about that woman, but it's just that a lot of people haven't thought about that woman. Yeah.